Did that thing start? Yeah. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy May 1st. Happy May. It's May. It's gotta be May. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you are and whatever time it is. Me, it's just another day, I guess. I am on my way to work, and then I do have a doctor's appointment today. Probably will have to come home sometime or another. Supposed to have a visitor today. And then, let's see. And there goes my helper. And okay, I am wearing some new makeup today. Well, new, it's not new. It's just some that I haven't worn in a long time. What I'm wearing is I'm wearing the Australian Gold sunscreen, which I do have with me, and I'm going to talk about it here in a minute. Australian Gold sunscreen, tinted. I have the, okay, Vicky, don't pull a Tim. But anyway, I have the medium to tan. I was trying to tell you what color I had. Now, I've also used the light one, but I prefer the medium to tan when I want to wear it this way. Over it, I have the L'Oreal BalancenBrighten baked foundation. I use the original version. It's not the illuminating. The illuminating is too illuminating for me. I prefer I guess you could say the matte version, but it's really not matte. Unless you really want it to be matte, then it could be. And I just took a big kabuki brush and just went over my face. Then I took the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, the powder bronzer, and went over the spots where you would naturally bronze. And my eyeshadow is, oh no, something got hit. Oh, it's a possum. Oh. Have y'all seen that possum that guy has for a pet? He takes it to Starbucks. He gets a pup cup. It's really cute. Anyway, the Essence Mauve palette I'm wearing. I'm wearing Thrive mascara today. And lips is Lover. Maybelline Lover. And no blush. This is what I use for a quick out the door look, because I didn't want to get up. Just didn't want to get up. All right, go on. You're not watching where you're going. They wear these hoodies and they don't even look. Did your mother not teach you to look both ways before you cross the road? Probably not. No, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. They just didn't listen. Or they forgot. The window is fogging up today. So there's I think a level 3, level 2, level 3 chance of storms. I posted it in the Midwest, or not really the Midwest, the Plains. And there was some tornadoes last night. One I know was pretty big, but I don't think it may have, it could have hurt some animals, or maybe, I don't know. I don't think there was any structures. But now there was some structures hit in Kansas. I was watching that live on Reed's stream, and it wasn't pretty. And it was one of those that, you watch it for a long time. You see the funnel cloud but it just sits there and it don't come down. It don't come down. And then it starts to look like it's going to go back up. And then all of a sudden, here it comes back, comes down, and it's on the ground. And it pretty much, I know one house collapsed. And that tornado really was not that big, but that just shows you that it doesn't matter how big they are. It just matters the wind speed. So, I don't know if anybody was hurt or, you know, I just don't know. Never heard anybody say. All right, we're going to talk about this stuff, and then I'll talk just a second about Tim. Don't really have a lot to say. I'm trying to not watch him much. So, all right, Australian Gold Botanical 50 Tinted Face. All right, yesterday my friend Donna, who's I've known for a long time, we've never met in person or nothing, but we got to talking with each other through Makeup by Jenny, Charleston makeup artist. That was on YouTube several years ago. She's now gone on to bigger and better things. You know, she decided that YouTube just wasn't for her, and I get that. Several times I've thought about that too. But anyway, she's doing great as far as I know. I do see her post on Facebook. She has eyelash business, plus she still continues to do makeup for people in Charleston. I'll try to remember to link her website if you're ever in Charleston and want a makeup artist. Okay. What I wanted to go over was she was talking about that, Donna was talking about that she gets sunscreen in her eyes, and it didn't matter if it was chemical or physical. And what happens is so many of our sunscreens are really liquidy, and we just put it in our hands like we would a lotion or whatever, and just pat it, and it's going to run. The way I've gotten around that is I take this and I take my sponge. This is an older sponge, but it is clean. It's not wet, but you know, I'll just put this, you know, you can use it your hand, whatever, and then, you know, I put it on the back of my hand. Let's put just a little bit, and then I take the sponge, dot it, and you could do it another way. You could take the foundation, you know, do like some of the young people do, but then again, you're almost defeating the purpose. Especially, now this one is more of a cream, so this one works better. If you're using more liquidy, like the one from Laroche Posay, you definitely don't want to put that on your face. But anyway, you do this, and then you just pat it wherever you want it. Now, you got to make sure, if you're using this really for sunscreen, you make sure that you get enough on there. You know, I would use, you know, a big dollop, you know. And, you know, you don't want to go over it too much, because then you'll start taking product up. But you just want to go over it just enough to keep it from running in your eyes. And that's the way I do it, you know, especially if I'm using that Laroche Posay, which I do really like because it's like not wearing nothing at all. This one is heavier. You kind of know it's there, but that doesn't bother me. Of course, the two I'm talking about, I didn't bring the Laroche Posay. I should have, but I didn't. The reason I like these is because they are mineral. Your mineral sunscreens are titanium dioxide or zinc oxide. This one has 4% of each. Remember, that 4% doesn't mean anything as far as your strength. This one is SPF 50, water resistant up to 80 minutes, and I would agree with that. I mean, unless you're putting some kind of oil in the water and then taking it off. But remember that that percentage has nothing to do with what the strength of the SPF is. It has to do more with the formula. And always remember that I'm not going to say that it's exactly, but when you're putting on sunscreen, if you see SPF 50, in your head, you should be thinking, well, this is not really 50. It might be SPF 45. You know, just I always try to think that it's not really as strong as it says it is. You know, they let the companies get by with saying some things maybe they shouldn't. I don't know, but I always think that it's weaker than what it says to make sure you get enough on. Now, when I'm inside, this is it. I don't apply anymore the rest of the day. Now, if I'm going to be outside for any length of time, I will apply some more. And that's why I like this one so much, because I can apply it over makeup if I need to. The Laroche Posay I can, because it's tinted. The sprays, they're coming out more with the setting sprays. I don't like those. You know, I had that one from Lonnie. I mean, it definitely, when you sprayed it, it definitely burned your eyes. I mean, there was no way to keep it from getting in your eyes. I just don't think they should make the sprays for the face. Now, for the body, as far as the sprays, I think they're fine, but you need to make sure you're really coating it and you're rubbing it in, just like you would a lotion. You just don't want to spray it and let it dry. You want to make sure you're rubbing it in, you know. And I always run my sunscreen down through here, and I do put sunscreen on my arms of the day if I'm wearing short sleeves, because I'm sitting in front of a window. I used to be in a dungeon, I said. Now I'm in front of a window. Even though the glass is tinted, there's always rays coming through. So I always put Australian Gold SPF 50 on my arms. I use, as far as the matte one, I mean this one, I'll use it sometimes if I want to look more like I got a tan. If not, then I'll use the lighter colored one. I also have like the spray one that is chemical. Now, I have problems with putting chemical sunscreens on my face. It makes my face get hot and feel like it's burning. My face don't mix well. It's probably got to do with using retinoids, stuff like that. And that's why it causes my face to burn. I don't know, but it does. So I don't like chemical. Also, chemical can, you know, there's more and more stuff coming out about chemical. But I don't put it on there every day, so I don't worry. The reason, though, I like the Australian Gold is because the spray is a little tinted. So it gives you more of a look of your skin tone. It's not leaving a white cast or anything like that. Another one I use on my arms is the one from the Skin Aqua one from Japan. Their chemicals are different than ours. I think they're better. I don't know that we'll ever have those. You know, as long as I can get it, I'm not gonna worry about it if they're legal in the United States or not. The one thing you need to remember is if a sunscreen is not approved by the FDA in the United States, they cannot market that product as a sunscreen. So sometimes you'll see some products from Japan or Australia that, even though it has a sunscreen in it, it may not say that. I think it's Cerave Beauty that has one that they can't call it a sunscreen, but it actually is a sunscreen. And of course, Skin Aqua is not sold anywhere but on Amazon and eBay, or two Japanese outlets that I know of, or Asian outlets that I know of, or shopping places. That's Stylevana and Yes Style. They're available on there. There may be some others. I think UK has one now that we can order from that has all of the Asian products in there. So anyway, if you wanted me to go into more depth about sunscreens, I can. Just leave me a message down below. I know a lot of you are new, and I appreciate you being here, and you know, you've not really ever watched a beauty channel before. So anything you need for me to talk about, I'll be glad to talk about as best I can. As I said before, I'm no expert. Everything I've learned from other people. I've not been to school. I've learned from other people. I've learned on the internet. You know, I watch Lab Muffin. She's a cosmetic chemist. She is excellent. And of course, I watch Dr. Dray. Now, some of you, Dr. Dray is a board certified dermatologist. She is really big on YouTube. She's, you know, she's got the logo. She's been to YouTube. They have verified she is a real doctor, and she'll have the little saying that she's a real doctor. You know, some people on YouTube may not be, they may have a PhD, but as far as ever practicing being a doctor, they may not be. And I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, she is board certified, and she continues to keep up her education. She don't just sit there and do YouTube and nothing else. She continues to travel, go to seminars, and continues to keep up her education. I do believe she does some telemedicine. I don't know how much she does right now, but I do believe that she does some telemedicine. When she first started YouTube, she did work in a hospital or a clinic, but she no longer does because she's been so successful on YouTube. And this gives her, I think she can learn more this way, because she's, I mean, I do think, like I said, she does see some patients sometimes, but not, you can't make an appointment with her. I'll put it that way. And let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh, I was going to talk about Tim. All right, where am I at? 15:45. Okay, he's on his way to wherever, back to Laughlin, Bullhead City, whatever those places are. And he obviously is listening to, I don't know who he's listening to about the weather, but he's listening about the weather, because he said he wanted to be on the other side of Amarillo by, you know, to get through the storms. Well, the storms start, you know, they can start in the afternoon, so he needs to stay weather aware. And, you know, like I said before, the other day, I wish nothing but the best for him. I hope he has a great trip. I hope he finds whatever he's looking for. And I don't want anything to happen to the man. I really don't. You know, some people have decided that I'm just such a bad person. I'm not a bad person. I was trying to make light of something, of some of the things he did. And he continues to do things I don't understand. You know, but I guess who am I to question him? As he says, you do you and I'll do me. But anyway, I just want to throw that in there. I saw Buckeye Gordon. I'll link his channel below. He's, you know, a man that he knows what he's doing. He's served in the armed forces, and he served in our military. I'll put it that way. I'm not going to say for sure he served which division, but he served in the military. You know, he continues, as some of us do. Today he talked about him being lonely. I do think he is lonely, but he won't admit it. But I think there's nothing wrong with being lonely. Sometimes you need to admit your weaknesses as much as your strengths. And that's not a sign that you're not being positive. He's just all the way up there constantly on the positive. But there has to be positive, negative to stay in the middle. You can't be up here all the time and not come down. You cannot. I don't care what anybody says. There's going to be a time that you're going to bottom out. And, you know, you've got to learn to do that smooth. You know, try to be in the middle as much as you can. That's what I try to do. But I'm no expert. That's just I'm just sharing what I do. All right, I got to go. Talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.
Do you need me to pull it for you?